Hello everyone, and I welcome you all to APJ Academy, where we are nurturing the young minds to become doctor and engineers, just like you will become doctor and engineers in the near future. And in today's class, we are going to start the kinematics, and I'll be completing the kinematics 1D straight line motion. I'll be covering in this one video. So who am I? Myself, Manoj Kumar. I am APJ Academy's physics educator. Previously, I was associated with many renowned coaching institutes online and offline, and it's total 8 years of teaching experience what I am having. And I guided more than 1 lakh students in offline and online coaching institutes. And this time I am guiding you all to crack the toughest exam of India, which is none other than NEET. And after clearing this NEET exam, you can go to the top colleges of India and you will become a doctor, right? So I always say to my students, like, winners and losers have same goals. What is goals? Most of the time you will be listening that some teachers are saying to you that you should have one goal in your mind if you really want to achieve that. And somebody told me that everything, whatever is happening, it generally happens 2 times. First is in your mind, and second time it's in the reality what is happening. So everyone has its goal, right? Even when you are studying and when you started your NEET preparation, you started to think of like becoming a doctor. You are sitting in AIMS Delhi, or you are sitting in VMC Delhi, or some other medical colleges, top medical colleges of India, studying in government colleges of India and becoming the best doctors, surgeons, right? So everyone has its goal fixed, everyone has that in their mind. But the thing, what makes them to get selected in the NEET exam and what makes them to not get selected is the process. Whether they are following the process or not, whether they are following the process or not. The process is very important, because this is the process which helps you to attain anything in your life. Because if you got this process, you will be able to crack any entrance exam. It's not only about NEET, it's also about you have to crack the NEET PG as well. And there you will be having very less reference materials available to you. So basically, I want you all to crack this process, and the process is very simple, yet that you need to be more consistent. There should be one habit in you to study. And for inculcating those habits of studying yourself, we are conducting free live classes on this YouTube channel, where every schedule is fixed. Every class we are having is completely fixed. Like today, we are having our 2 classes for kinematics, 3 to 4 p.m. and 7 to 8 p.m. I'll be completing your complete kinematics on this YouTube channel. And if you join these both the lectures, and after completing both the lectures, I am confident that you will be able to solve the previous year questions, and I included many previous year questions in my lectures as well. So there are so many previous year questions in my lectures as well for the NEET exam. And one more thing for you, if you are not giving the NEET exam this time and you want to prepare for one complete year with us, you can join our full year course, where we are providing you the complete study material. Personal doubt solving sessions are there, full length test, assignments, and 100% confidence guarantee. How we can give you the 100% confidence guarantee to get selected in the NEET exam? Because we have a very unique method, right? So we believe that whatever we are teaching will come in your exam, will improve your confidence, will improve your capability to solve the numericals. In addition to that, we are providing you the personal doubt clearing sessions through which you can clear your doubts, right? We believe that every child is unique and every child's doubts are unique. So according to your doubts, we will be providing you the classes. And in addition to that, if you want to purchase any of our product separately, partly, you can buy that as well. Like, and all the payment methods are available to you if you really want to join, right? So you can buy the test series separately. If you want only the study materials, you can buy that. If you want only the lectures, you can buy that. If you want only personal attention, you can do that, right? So let's start our journey for the kinematics. I divided the kinematics chapter in three parts. First one is a straight line, second one is the projectile, and third one is the relative motion. If you know these 3 points, you will be able to solve any type of questions, whatever may come in your NEET exam. And I'm a type of teacher who will be teaching you in points. Like because I'm teaching you in points, the revision will become very quick. And it's my goal that your revision must be very quick so that you will be able to remember, recall all the formulas, and you will be able to solve those questions in a very less time as compared to the other students, right? So you will be saving your time in physics. That's my guarantee. So what does this kinematics means? Basically, if I want to define the kinematics, definition of anything is very difficult task, because defining anything means defining the boundary, that we will not go outside this boundary, we will concise ourselves to these boundaries only. So basically in kinematics, we will study the motion of an object. Motion, if I am saying, that means the movement we will be considering. And with the movement, we are not considering that what causes the movement. We are only dealing with the data associated with the movements and motions, right? So those data will be very special for us, and I'll be covering all those data and how to calculate those data. Here we are not concerned about the cause of motion, right? So I have divided these kinematics into 3 parts, and we'll be covering these parts, right? So as I told you that kinematics is nothing but it's about the motion, that something is moving, something is changing its position, right? When something is changing its position, there might be some data. Everyone knows that how one thing is moving or one thing not. But here, as a physics student, as a physicist, as a NEET aspirant, we must need to identify that what are the data associated with the kinematics numericals. So here I am going to explain you that how we are going to solve this data, right? So there are only 8 data associated with the kinematics. Only 8 data? Yes, only 8 data. And these are the 8 data which we are going to study in this class. First one is the position vector. This is very important because at least we must know that where is an object, right? If I'm saying that the object is changing its position, I must be knowing that where is the object. If I do not know about that, the position, the location of the object, how can I define that this object is moving from one point to another point? Are you all clear? Are you all clear? If I am taking myself as your reference and I am moving, I can say that you are also moving. So kinematics is all about relative data, concerning with relative data, everything, each and everything can be studied in the field of relative motion as well as normally individually as well, right? Is everything clear? Is everything clear, my dear? Right? So first of all, what we are going to learn is position vector. The second thing we are going to learn is about the displacement. The third thing is the distance. Then the displacement, velocity, speed, average velocity, average speed, average acceleration, and instantaneous acceleration. Let's dive into the data's part. So let's start with the position vector. So as I told you, it is very important to locate the object, right? Where is the object? And for locating the object, we usually have our x-axis and y-axis. These will come, and we know that Cartesian was the scientist who gave this. So this is known as Cartesian plane, where we will be using the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis to as a reference plane, and through using this reference plane, we will be considering that where is our object, right? So if I am taking this as point P, so I can easily mark this as x, y, z, right? So this will be my position. And if I'm taking this as position vector, so I can write this as OP vector. I had already discussed all these things in the vector chapters. So OP vector can be written as xi cap. The vector in the direction of x can be written as I cap. The unit vector in the direction of j, in the direction of y, will be written as j cap. The vector in the direction of z axis will be denoted by k cap. So I can write this as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. This is my position vector, and if I am seeing that my object's position is changing, then I'll be saying that the motion is happening. I think that is clear to you. So this helps us to find the location of one object with reference to the another object, right? Usually we take the reference as the origin. The next thing is the direction will always points from the origin to the vector, and then there is the displacement vector, and there is the displacement vector. Displacement vector is the vector. Here we are taking two references. In displacement vector we are taking two references. X-axis, this is y-axis, this is z-axis. I'm taking this as P1, point 1, having the coordinate s x1, y1, z1, and here I'm taking the point 2, having the coordinate x, x2, y2, and z2, and here I'm having the origin, and from here to here I'm having one vector. I can take this as r1 vector. This is the position vector of P1. So I can consider this as r1 vector. From here to here, I am having another vector. I can consider this as r2 vector. And from here to here, I am having another vector, right? So if I am considering this as P1, P2 vector, that means ki I am going to the final position of P. That means ki I am starting from P1 and I am going to P2. So P2 is my final point and P1 is my initial point. This is how we generally write. So means my final coordinates of the object will be x2, y2 and z2. My initial coordinate will be x1, y1 and z1. So I can easily write this P1, P2 vector as x2 minus x1 I cap. I cap denotes the direction of vector in the x-axis. Then I can write this as y2 minus y1 j cap. J cap is the direction in the y-axis, and I can write this as z2 minus z1 k cap. K cap is the direction of z-axis, right? So this is how we are representing the displacement vector, which is very important whenever we are solving the kinematics numericals. Then we will see that in a later part that which type of questions will come. Now coming to the most important part, like how to calculate the distance. So distance, what is distance? I am wearing one smartwatch, and when I am moving, like I am stepping 1, 2, 3, 4, this watch is having a pedometer that will be calculating the number of steps I am taking, and as per the one algorithm, it is calculating that a normal person walks 20 to 30 centimeter, right, or 40 to 50 centimeters in one steps, and according to that it is calculating that how much distance I will cover. So basically if I am moving backward, then also it is counting that in the distance, isn't it? It doesn't make any difference whether I am moving forward or backward, it will count. So distance is basically the actual length of the path traveled by the body, right? So this is the actual distance traveled by the body. Here we will be not considering the initial and final point, we will be considering that what is the actual path traveled by the object. In displacement, we basically basically checks only the initial point and the final point. So only the initial point and final points are important. It doesn't matter from where or from which path you are going. The only thing matter is the initial point and the final point. I hope that these things are clear to you. Imagine I am having a train running from New Delhi to Mumbai or Surat. So if I'm considering the distance of the train, I need to calculate all those distances what the train is covering. But if I want to calculate only the displacement, I'm more concerned about that what is the starting point and what is the ending point. I can easily mark this as straight line, right? So this will be my displacement, the shortest distance between initial and final point. And you might be fascinated that if we will be having a globe with us, it's not always that the straight line what is looking will be the displacement. Sometimes it might be the curved line. It might be the curved line, right? Because what we are seeing in the globe is what we are seeing in the map is basically a stretched part of the globe, right? So there might be that it won't be a straight line. It might also be happen. But as we are studying only the straight line motion, so we'll be considering this as a straight line only. And from here also I'll be explaining you that if we will start from here and the object is moving, if we will stop here at point B, the distance will be from A to B, this path, but the displacement will be this one, right? So displacement will be this one. And if we are moving ahead and we end up here, then that will be the distance, but the displacement will be this one. So for defining the displacement, we not only require the magnitude, but also we require the direction. Direction is also very important because through direction only I can say that we have to go to this path, right? Initial and final point distance, displacement can be at any point, but when we are defining the displacement, especially from one point, then we must be marking that from where the object is starting and what will be the direction of the object. So both these parameters are very important when we are calculating, right? So magnitude as well as the direction is very important. Moving to the differences between the distance and displacement. So distance is the actual path covered by the body. Displacement is the shortest distance between the initial and final point. Displacement is a vector quantity. This is a scalar quantity. Displacement is 0 for a closed path. If the starting initial point and the final point is same, then the displacement is 0. But for the displacement, it won't be, because in displacement, we are mainly concerned about the actual distance traveled by the object, right? So if I told you earlier as well, like if I'm wearing this smartwatch with me, it doesn't matter whether I am moving forward or I am moving backward. It will count the number of steps. So that will be the case here in the distance. But dimensionally, checking the dimension, I won't find any differences because the dimension is L to the power 1, right? So dimensions are same, and by seeing the dimensions, I cannot say that whether this is distance or the displacement. Now it's about the question time, that which type of questions might come in your exam, and you must be knowing that how to solve these questions. So here one question is for you. A man has to go 50 meter north, 40 meter due east. So for these types of questions, you need to draw the direction graph, and direction graph is very simple. It's east, it's west, north and south. So a man has to go 50 meter due north, 50 meter due north, right? A man has to go 50 meter due north. I'll be using another color. Then he'll be moving 40 meter due east and 20 meter to south, right? So here the person stops. So this will be 20 meter and this will be 30 meter, right? So this is how the journey is going on. I can rub this. So this is about the journey. So here it is asking you that what is the distance he has to walk to reach to the field. This is the final point. This was the initial point, and this was the path taken by him, right? This is the path taken by him. So as you know that when we are calculating the distance, we are not concerned about that where he starts, where he stops. We basically concerned about that which path he took and how much distance he traveled. So we need to add all those distances which he had traveled. So he traveled 50 meter here, 40 meter here, that means 90, 90 plus 20, that means 110. So the answer for the distance is 110 meter. If you calculate this answer as correct, please mark your, please give yourself 4 plus 4. And if you mark or solve this question incorrect, and please mark that -1. And here we have to calculate the displacement. For calculating the displacement, we just need initial and final point. And when you are calculating the initial distance between the initial and final point, you can use the Pythagoras as well here. So this triangle is 30, this 40, that means that will be 50, because we have a triplet 3, 4, 5. So you must know some triplets so that you can mark the answers very quickly. You do not need to solve for these types of questions. So the answer for the displacement is 50 meter. Now I'm moving forward, and now it's another question, and this question is in the form of the vertices. Deepak Mishra, very good Deepak Mishra. And now we are moving towards the next question. This is also about distance and displacement. So here the question is in the form of what? The coordinates. So the coordinates given here are: a particle starts from origin. The particle is starting from origin. That means the particle starts from here, and the particle goes along the x-axis to 20, 0, and then return to the same line, and it ends here -20, 0. Okay, if this is point O, this is point A, this is point B. This is the path what he has followed. This is the path which he had followed. So you have to find out the distance and the displacement. So what is the distance here? As I told you, when we are calculating the distance, everything needs to be added, whatever he is moving. Like, so here he will be traveling 20 meter, here again he will be traveling 20 meter, and here he will be traveling 20 meter. So the answer for the distance is 60 meter. And for the displacement, we just need to think about that what is the initial point and what is the final point. So initial point is here and the final point is here. So the answer is 20 meter. So these questions are very simple, means you can easily solve these types of questions in your exam if they come. And now move to the next part. No, Deepak Mishra, distance can't be equals to 40 because the particle was starting from the origin, right? Start वो 0 से हो रहा था. Now we have mainly we are done with the distance and displacement part. Now we know that the object is changing its position. So how fast this position is changing? So we need to calculate some velocity. So average velocity is given by, it is basically the total displacement upon total time. And here one question is there. Question means one warning is there. Like, you do not, if you have to calculate the averages, please do not do this like, do not do like this, V1 plus V2 divided by 2. It's not recommended, right? So you will be getting the wrong answers. And now instantaneous velocity, if I need to find out the instantaneous velocity, you might have played some games like video games, and in those games you might have seen the speedometer. Or if you haven't played the games, but you have seen those speedometers, right? When you are riding the bikes, you are riding the scooty, or you are riding the real car, so you might have seen the speedometer there. What that speedometer gives you, is that speedometer giving you the average velocity, instantaneous speed, average speed? Basically it's not giving us the direction, but it's giving us the instantaneous speed. But just for your reference, I am considering this that at particular point of time, this is showing me a number, right? So if I need to find out the instantaneous velocity, then we will be using the differentiation, and I'll be using dx by dt. What is x? X is the displacement function, right? So whenever I have to calculate, keep in your mind that whenever I have to calculate the average, think in terms of total. Right? And whenever you have to calculate instantaneous, whenever you have to calculate the instantaneous values, you need to think in terms of differentiation. So here you need to differentiate. So instantaneous velocity is dx by dt. We will be doing that, and I'll be taking some NEET previous year questions to solve these questions, right? Next we are at average acceleration. I told you, whenever you are getting this average and instantaneous terms, these all are related to one concept only. I always say to my students, like, science is the deadly enemy of uniqueness. If you are thinking that I'll be teaching you new concept every day, it won't happen. I'll be teaching you very few concepts, and you have to gain those few concepts, and you have to learn that how to apply only those concepts to every questions. So I told you, whenever you are finding the average term here, that means that we are talking about the total thing, right? So average acceleration is nothing but v minus u divided by t, means the change in velocity divided by the total time. And if I'm talking about instantaneous acceleration, that is, we will be doing the differentiation dv by dt. Here we must know that what is the function of velocity, right? So we are moving. This is basically a real chart. This is basically a real flow chart of kinematics. If you know this chart, if you know that how to change one displacement in velocity and velocity to acceleration, and then going back acceleration to velocity, velocity to displacement, then you knows one half of the kinematics. One half of the kinematics is done, right? If I'm considering displacement as x, or you can consider this as s, whatever you like. I'm considering this as v, I'm considering this as a, right? So if I'm having some function s, velocity will be ds by dt. It's the differentiation. Whenever you are going from here to here, you have to do the differentiation, right? Acceleration is equals to dv by dt. Acceleration is equals to dv by dt. Velocity is equals to ds by dt. And if you are moving from here to here, if you are moving from here, acceleration to velocity, then what will happen? I can write this dv as a dt, right? So I can write this velocity as integration of a dt. Limits will come from the time, because we will substitute the limits of the element only. So dt is the element, right? So I can write this as ds is equals to v dt, and I can write this displacement as under root v dt. So this is how we are going to solve these questions. Please take the screenshot of this. Please take the screenshot. Yes, Deepak Mishra. Please take the screenshot. Done? Shall we move? Shall we move? Let's move ahead. Now, this question here, it is given that a car is moving along a straight line OP. A car is moving in a straight line OP. It is starting from here, and it is ending here, and you need to find out the average velocity and the average speed. So if the object is not changing its direction, if the object is not changing its direction and it is going in a straight line, then average velocity will be equals to average speed, right? So average speed will be equals to average velocity, and that will be equals to total distance. So total distance is 360, and total time, so O to P, it is taken 18 seconds. So 18 to ja, so it will be 20 meter per second. We are getting the answer. Now in the second part, the object is going from O to P, and from O to P it is coming back to the Q. So here I'll be having different values of average speed and average velocity. For average speed, I need to take the total distance. So total distance is 360. Like from O to P it is covering the 360, and from P to Q it is covering what? It is covering 120. So the total distance is 480. Total distance is 480 divided by total time. So total time 18 seconds it is taking from when this object is starting from O and ending at A, it is taking 18 seconds. When this object is moving from P to Q, this object is taking 6 seconds. So that means it is 24. So I am cutting this. It will be 20 meter per second. Now, if I need to calculate average velocity, then what will happen? Average velocity. For average velocity, I require the total displacement. So this is the initial point, this is the final point, and we can easily calculate. This is 240, right? It's already given on the scale. So this is 240, and the total time will remain same, because that is the time taken by the object to move from initial point to the final point. That will be 24 only. So I'll be keeping this as value 24. So the answer will be 10 meter per second. So these are my answers. I hope that you got that how we are going to calculate the answers, right? Next, these types of questions came in your NEET previous year as well. After solving this question, we will be solving the previous year questions, and this is how we are going to change one displacement to the velocity, velocity to the acceleration. So these types of questions are very important, and these types of questions are very important for your previous year as well. When you are solving the previous year, so you must be very well equipped with these types of questions. So here one position function is given to us. The position function is x. Is this visible to you? I think that yes, it's visible to you. So x function is given as a plus bt square. So this is the function which is given to us, and the values of a and b are also given, and we have to find out that what is its velocity at t is equals to 0 and t is equals to 2 seconds. Means I have to calculate the instantaneous velocity. For the instantaneous velocity, I need to find out the velocity function, right? Without velocity functions, I could not able to find out the instantaneous velocity at particular point. For finding the instantaneous velocity function, I must differentiate this position function. So if I am going to calculate differentiation function, then it will be dx by dt, and I can easily differentiate this because this is constant. This won't be coming in my equation of velocity, so it will be 2bt, right? It will be 2bt, and from here I can easily find out that at t is equals to 0 second, the velocity is 0 meter per second, and second, at t is equals to 2 second, velocity is equals to that means 4b. And what is the value of b? B value is already given to us. B value is 2.5. So I can write this as 4 into 2.5. and that will be coming as 10 meter per second, right? So the answer of first part will be this one. So if I have to calculate the instantaneous velocity, then it is must that we must knowing the function of velocity, and for getting the function of velocity from the position function, we have to differentiate. So this is how we are going to solve this question. Is everything clear? Deepak Mishra? मिश्रा जी, अरे क्लियर है तो बताइए. And from which state you are, please do let me know. I hope that this type of questions you will be able to solve in your exam, right? In the next question we have to find out, in the next part we have to find out the average velocity. For finding the average velocity, we must be knowing that what is the average displacement. So V average will be equals to the average displacement divided by total time. So I'll be writing this as total displacement upon total time, right? So I'll be writing this as total displacement upon total time. And now I'm writing this as, if I need to find out the total displacement, total time is fixed. I know that it will be from 4 seconds to 2 seconds, then it must be 2 seconds only. So it will be 2 seconds. And for finding the total displacement, what I need to do is, I need to use this function only, the position function, and I need to find out the value, that where is the position, that what is the position of an object at time t 4 seconds, and I need to find out that what is the position of an object at time 2 seconds. Okay, so this is very important. So here I can I can put these values to this equation, and I can get this as a plus 4 means 16b minus a minus now 4b, right? 2 4, so 4b divided by 2, so it will be, a will cut through this, so I'll be getting this as 12b, so I'll be getting as 6b. So V average is equals to 6b, and the value of 6 b value is 2.5, so 2.5 here, and I'll be getting the 15 meter per second. So this is the answer, 15 meter per second. Is everything clear, my dear? Is everything clear, my dear? This is how we are going to solve these types of questions. Write it down. Write it down, write it down. If this question is clear, we can move to the next part, right? We can move to the next part. Solve this question. Solve this question. This question is from DC Pandey book, and similar type of question it is. The position function is given to us, and we need to find out the average velocity only from time this to this. So for finding the average velocity, V average, we must be knowing that what is the function value at 2 seconds minus what is the function value at 0 second, and here the time difference is 2 only. So if I'll put this value 2 here, I'll be getting 2 into 2 square plus 4 into 2 minus of 6 minus of 2 into that will become 0. This will become 0, this will become 0, and this will become plus 6. So this will cut, right? So now this will be going only be the answer. This will be our answer. So I can take 2 as common, so it will be 4 plus 4, and this is going to be 8 meter per second. So this is our answer, right? I hope that this thing is clear to you. So whenever you are getting these types of questions, you can do this very easily, and this is from NEET previous year questions, and I want you all that you please attempt these questions and do let me know that what is the answer here. Please pause the video if you are watching this recorded session, and if you are live right now, there are so many people who are live at that time. So velocity function is given to us, and we need to find out that what is the distance traveled. So velocity, as we know that the sequence goes like this, we know the sequence goes like this, and here velocity function is given and we have to go here. We know that the velocity is nothing but dx by dt, right? Velocity is nothing but it's dx by dt, and dx is v dt. And if I need to find out the x, I need to integrate this. I need to integrate this, right? So these things you must be knowing before solving these questions. So this is the function which is given to us, and we have to integrate this from this to get the answer. So the distance traveled by this object will be v dot dt, and the limits will be 1 to 2 seconds. So I can substitute this as at square divided by 2. If I'm that will be bt cube divided by 3, and this is 2, this is 1, right? So this is the integration of these things. At will be changed to at square divided by 2. This bt square will be changed to bt cube by 3. I already completed the basic maths course in this on this YouTube channel. You can check the video playlists to get those verified, right? So this question came in 2016. Please mark this question. Please mark this question in the comment. I'm checking your comments in the chat section. So this here we need to substitute this final limit here in the value of t. So I'll be getting 4. I'll be getting 4a divided by 2 plus 8b divided by 3 minus of a by 2 minus of b by 3, right? So denominators are same. I can write this as 3a by 2 minus plus 7b by 3. So this is my answer. This is my answer, right? I can easily mark this answer if I know these concepts. I hope this question is clear to you, how we are going to solve these questions. Is it clear, my dear? Now coming to the most important part. And I already told you that I'm very good observer, I'm very good keen observer of the things, and I'm basically want you all to become a very good observer, and finding the data of everything in kinematics motion is very important. And in kinematics motion we are having 5 arrows with us. What are those 5 arrows? 5 arrows is nothing but the variables that come in equations of motion, right? So these 5 variables are nothing but UV set. UV set. What is UV set, sir? Here U means initial velocity. This is our first arrow to solve these questions. And initial velocity, it might happen that in your exam, in your question, it won't be given directly. You have to find out this initial value from your perceptions, from your knowledge, from your basic understanding of physics, right? If I'm dropping a ball, that means the velocity, initial velocity is 0. Second thing is final velocity. The third thing is the displacement. The fourth thing is the acceleration. The fifth thing is the time. So these are five arrows we have. Only these 5 arrows will be there. And if you know the equations of motion, if you know about little bit about the equations of motion, then you will be having v minus u is equals to 80, right? V minus u is equals to 80. You will be having s is equals to ut plus half 80 square, and you will be having v square minus u square is equals to 2as. And if you are seeing closely these equations of motion, you'll be finding there are 4 variables in every equation, only 4 variables in every equation. See this, 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 3 and 4. Only 4 variables are here, and if you have to solve the equation having 4 variables, the 3 things should be given to you, otherwise you won't be able to solve. So keep a note of that you can solve only when 3 things will be given to you, otherwise it will become a question where data is insufficient. So let's see, here we are having a question, very important question from HC Verma, page number 42, to give you some initial response at how we are going to calculate. So the question given here is that a boy stretches a stone against the rubber tape of a catapult or gulale used to detach mangoes. Like in village you will be having gulale, right? This is one's catapult we use in Indian villages. So through a distance of 24 centimeter before leaving it, the tape returns to its normal position, accelerating the stone over the stretched length. The stone leaves the gulale with the speed. So in the question, we are taking the stone backward, and this distance is given to us. This distance is 24 centimeter. You have to keep this in meter only to get the answer, so it will be 0.24 meter, right? So first thing is given to us. Second thing, the initial velocity is 0 because we had stressed this to the extreme point, and at that point the initial velocity is 0, and when the object is released, when this object comes to that point, the final velocity is 2.2 meter per second. So final velocity is given here at 2.2 meter per second, and you need to find out the acceleration, right? Assuming the acceleration is constant while the stone was being pushed, find its magnitude. So 3 things are given. From the equation we know that UV set, these 5 variables will be given to you, and out of these 5 variables UV set, what is required? 3 variables are required. So this is given, this is given, this is given, and you need to find out this. So by using which equation you can solve this? If you know that how to solve these types of question, you can do easily, but if you face some issues, then I'll suggest that you please write all the equation. Initially you will write, but with the passage of time you will learn that which type of equation will be very helpful for you. So you need to find out the equation in which these 3 variables will be used, u, v, n, s, and this you need to find out. So I'll be considering this equation as my the equation which I'll be using to calculate the answer, right? Because this is the only equation which will be using only these 4 parameters. So if I am using this equation, I can calculate the acceleration as v squared divided by 2s. So acceleration is nothing but 2.2 into 2.2 divided by 0.24 into 2. So you can calculate this to get your answer. I hope that it is clear to you, isn't it? Right? So let's move to the next part. And the next part is like a free fall motion, because these are also very important, and vertical motions are very much asked in your exam. So here our only sole criteria is that the only force which is acting on the body is the gravity. Only gravitational force is acting, and due to gravitational force this ball or anything is going downward. Assuming that we are performing some experiment, and I'm having one heavy ball with me, and I'm having this feather. This is not a feather, this is basically a cotton. So I'm having a cotton ball with me, and I'm having a leather ball with me. If I'm dropping this ball, then which ball will reach the ground first? This is the experiment done by many physicists, and they find out that both these objects reaches the ground at the same time when we are performing these experiments in vacuum tube, because there won't be any air resistance, there won't be any drag force acting on the lighter object, and plus the only force which is acting is the force of gravity. So when only the force of gravity will be there, then both the objects will land up or will take the same time, right? Now in the free fall motion also we have to study these 5 points. First point is the time of fall, that how much time it will take from the point from where we are dropping the things to reach the ground, or to reach the ultimate point where the object need to be settled down. Second point is the speed of fall, that by which speed this object will hit the ground or the floor. Third thing is, if I am throwing the ball upward, I'll be putting some initial velocity to the ball, right? And it will lose its velocity, and at the maximum height it will lose all its velocity whatever I had given to it, right? So this ball can reach only to a maximum height, isn't it? So this height is also very important. Third thing is the total time taken by the object, and the fifth one is that history repeats itself. So these are very important, and let's solve one NEET previous year questions related to those things. Let's solve one NEET previous year question related to this thing. So ball is thrown vertically upward, like I'm having a ball and I'm throwing this ball vertically upward with the initial velocity 40 meters per second. I'm throwing this ball upward. Then after 2 seconds, what will be the speed of the ball? If you know the basics, and if you know one thing, that before 2000 the paper were very easy, because there were very few coaching centers available for any exams coaching. So those questions were very simple. Let's see, let's solve. So this question is from NEET 1998. As we know that when the person is throwing a ball upward with a 40 meters per second, what happened after 1 second? After 1 second has passed, that speed will be 30 meters per second, because the acceleration will be equals to minus of g is equals to minus of 10 meters per second square. So after 1 second, this ball will lose its 10 meters per second velocity. After 1 second, this ball will be having 20 meters per second. So without solving, I can mark the question, I can mark the answer as 20 meters per second without even taking the pen. Or if you really want to solve this question using the equations, you can solve this by simply taking this u as 40 meters per second, time as 2 seconds, and acceleration as minus v minus 10 meters per second square. And here you need to find out the v. So we know that v is equals to u minus of gt, right? So I can write this as 40 minus of 10 into 2, that will be giving me 20 meters per second. So from formula, from logic, we can use anything to get the answer. So if you really want to become a doctor, it's not like you have to be very good remembering the points. It must also be required that you must be knowing the logic as well, right? Because logic is very important, because logic will tell you that how to goes from A to B. Logic can tell you how to go from A to Z, but imagination can take you from anywhere to anywhere. This is what Einstein said. And at the last time, I'm saying you that if you really want to crack the exams like NEET and JEE in your first attempt, then there are Telegram channels which you must join, and these are the Telegram channels: ALT JEE, ALT NEET, ALT JEE, ALT NEET, which are very important. Here we are providing you the PDF materials free of cost. The free classes announcements will be going on there, just like I'm taking the free class here. I'm completing the kinematics for you all guys, and we will be announcing some discounts and prices regularly on this Telegram channel. You just need to scan this code to get it joined, or you can type this as ALT NEET and ALT JEE to be a member of this group. Next thing, we are also running a one crash course. 90+ classes are there, and the duration of the course will be till your exam, and these courses are completed by the JEE experts like me. More experienced teachers are there, and also in addition to the experienced teacher, we are also providing you the mentors who will be guiding you personally, and they will be hand-holding you in your journey of clearing the entrance exam like NEET and JEE. And we are following one very unique method of flipped classroom method. The flipped classroom method is very unique because here we are providing you one complete theory lecture recorded sessions to you, which you can watch. After watching this theory lecture, you can go through the study material, and after watching the study material, after studying the study materials, you can attend our personal doubt clearing sessions, and in that personal doubt clearing session you can ask your doubts related to the questions, homework what we are providing, and your homework will be checked. This checking part is very important because this is what missed in the online classes. Regularly in the offline classes, we used to check the homework, right? We used to check that whether you completed your homework or not. But in online classes, this is missing, and this is what I feel that that is why the results were not coming. And here we add this, that we will be checking your homework regularly. And now I am very happy to announce that APJ Academy is launching its full year course first time in India. First, what we are giving you the free study material, complete study material with the means, if you completely complete this study material, you won't require any other books. This is what we are claiming. And then the second thing is you'll be getting the personal doubt clearing session. The third thing is the full length test. The fourth thing is the assignment and DPPs, and we are ensuring you that you are getting the 100% confidence, 100% confidence guarantee, right? And there, this is the best online classes which we are providing, because nobody will take care of your personal doubts like we do. And this is what I already told you, that APJ Academy is providing you a structured course for your JEE and NEET preparation. Free study material, free test series, free DPPs, assignments, free personal doubt clearing session. Everything is free. You just need to enroll in our course. Complete full year course. Monthly fees are also available. So if you do not like, you can change anytime, right? And I am telling you, it doesn't matter whether you are joining the APJ Academy or any other academy, but coaching is very important in your life, because if you know any best players, any mythological creatures, if you know about the Mahabharata, you might be knowing about Arjun, right? Arjun was mentored by Lord Krishna. Even in Mahabharata, he was the best archer at that time. Even he requires coaching and mentoring. So why don't you? Because coaching provides you a calendar schedule where the consistency of you will be maintained. You will become more confident of attempting the questions. Your capability, your challenging power will increase. And here we will be improving your chances of getting selected in the NEET exam, right? So APJ Academy is providing you a structured course, and all these facilities which we are providing here, one more options for you, that you can buy them separately as well. Like if you only want to join our course, if you only want videos, lectures, then you can buy that. If you only want our test series, you can buy them separately. If you only want question bank, you can buy them separately. And there are part payment methods also available, that you can basically give payments in the EMI as well, right? So this is all about APJ Academy, and we are hand holding you because as per your personal requirement, we are providing you one-to-one mentorship as per your requirement. So we want you that you please share this lecture with your friends, and if you like my videos, please like this and share with your friends so that they will get to know that we are conducting free classes on this YouTube channel. And we will meet again in the near future. So till then, bye bye. We will be meeting again at 7 o'clock where I'll be covering the next part of